Just real quick, a last call for public comment. If you're making public comment, I'll just need you to sign in on the sheet. So if you want to come up and sign in, if you're planning to make any comments tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Board of Architecture Review meeting. It is now 6 o'clock on June 3rd. I am Beth Huggins, Vice Chairman of the BAR. We will be reviewing submittals in the order in which they were submitted to the Town of Somerville Planning Department. We will be reviewing submittals that have been previously submitted before, prior to hearing the new submittals. So our charge as the BAR is to consider each project on the basis of aesthetics, design, architecture, height, mass, and scale in harmony with the Historic District of Somerville. We welcome any public comments that may assist in the evaluation of the project. Those wishing to comment should have signed up on the sheet outside the chambers indicating which project one wishes to comment on. If commenting, please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Our first order of business is to approve the minutes from our May 6th meeting. Are there any corrections or amendments to the minutes?
No, I'll move that we accept them as presented.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, the minutes are passed. Our first on our agenda is the old business, 705 South Main Street. And if you would like to step forward and give us your comments. Remy, do you have the report from last month?
Yeah, this has got the initial staff report and then an updated one on the next page.
Okay.
At the last meeting, you approved redoing our big house on Main Street with a metal roof. But then there was a small little daycare center inside, not on any street, that we wanted to re-roof with shingle. And you asked to see what a red shingle. Okay, so I brought this up for you. This is what our roof is. It's called Max Death Red Oak. That's the name of that shingle. And it's a newer shingle.
Yeah. I remember when you came last month and we talked about this building and you asked if it could be replaced with red and I asked if I could see it. And I was worried that it wouldn't be a good fit for our historic district. And I think I feel the same having seen the product, that although it is reddish, I don't think it would be a good fit. So I'm wondering about if we as a board can consider other colors that are more similar to other buildings within our district.
5 buildings on the property. 3 of them have black single roofs already.
Yeah.
See? And there's the chapel side of the picture that has a single roof. There's a house on the corner called the Buckenhouse House. as a shingle roof and black sheet. Our buildings, two buildings without a roof, we bought the property from Pinewood in 1980. They had black roofs. And I think somewhere along the line, Bishop Church painted them red, something like that, so that's when that red roofs. But that building is not seen by anybody unless they come into the property. So I don't know why it can't.
No, we approved it for
black shingle like
shingles,
the rest of
right?
the house.
Did we say, that's what we say, the color?
No, he was gonna bring the
Yeah.
shingle sample of that red for us to look.
How do the rest of you feel about the red? Do you feel like it's,
I don't like this compared to the red metal.
Board members, if you could please turn your mics on, just so all the comments are audible.
I definitely prefer the red metal roof, but if this is going to go shingle, I wonder if it would be better if these are shingle, to actually have them be black shingle instead of to match this. I think that would probably look better if if it's definitely going shingle.
yeah. Nancy Jean, what do you think?
It would seem easier, well, I guess I should. It would seem at least. If the church itself is gonna end up being metal in red, if the other buildings have a black shingle, I think it would be better to have a black shingle on the little building than it would a red one trying to imitate
Yeah,
something
that
else.
was sort of my thought.
I can go with that black.
I think people, like, I brought a picture with me of the old, but it's actually not black, it's Charles green,
Mm.
which is the perfect dark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And I think those are black, not Charles green shades. Could match the other shades. Black.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that matching the black of this building, I think matching, having a shingle roof match this existing shingle roof in black is a better option than trying to have a new color.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the black shingle roof, the color black.
Do you want to get him to name that so we can give something specific? Is it?
They're frequently just called black.
More black, I think this is some marble. That's it.
Oh, more.
Marble black.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
there's a charcoal black. Rest of-
What's the second one from the left on the top?
Which one?
What's the second one from the left on the top? The big actual shingle.
This one?
No, the actual shingle that you've got.
That,
They're all that same
Oh,
black.
they are?
Yeah.
Gosh. you
They're
fooled me.
listed on the back as well.
What you see big here is
I got you.
bar black.
Okay.
That's this one. There's a charcoal black. Espresso.
I would say just try to get the color that
Yeah.
best matches
Mhm.
the existing.
Because the metal roof is 3 times more than.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be the same
Yeah.
cost and everything would be red and metal and beautiful. But yeah, I think if all the shingles are at least the same color, that
Mhm.
ties in a lot better than having one that has
Yeah.
a different color.
Makes sense.
You made the motion?
I made the motion.
I'll second the motion to use black.
Great. Kimsey,
Yes.
Rachel?
Yeah,
Yes.
good. Thank
Yes.
you.
Nancy
so-
Jean, yes.
Thank you.
Motion
With
passes
a black shingle on that one place.
Yep.
The others will be replaced.
with the, yes,
Yeah.
the standing seam.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
showing us that.
Thanks.
All right, on to our new business, 600 South Gum Street. Request for addition of privacy fence. If you'd just like to come up and present your project.
We're replacing privacy fences.
Okay,
And making it solid this time. Is
if
that
you
right?
would kindly speak into the mic. It'll be all right.
Thank you.
So that's what we're doing.
Okay,
You can tell it's 25 years old.
it's lived a good life.
Yeah.
And this is the fence that you're
That's what I
proposing?
proposed to my fence installer. And there's another picture of their version of that.
So it's this actual product, but stained black.
Yeah, we want it black this time.
Okay,
And the house has black shutters.
yes. Well, I definitely think it's time to put a new fence up. And I do think that this fence matches. How visible is the 6-foot fence from the road? Like, does it abut any other?
I had sent over some pictures of the front of the house that showed the sides
Mhm.
and then Fifth Street.
Remy, are there any requirements when it's on that side street about the height of the fence?
There it is.
Just that it cannot exceed 6 feet. I think it's an informal guideline that it typically would be stepped down in the historic district as it approaches the street, and the portion that's actually along the street would be a little shorter than 6 feet. That's just historically how it's been done, but that's not a requirement. So that's ultimately up to the board's discretion. But 6 feet would be the maximum height in this case.
But it's supposed to go around the entire property, front and back.
No, it's only the back, is it?
This will just be the
Back?
backyard.
Oh, yeah, well,
Okay.
from the driveway all the
Okay.
way around the backyard.
That's better.
Could you show us the site plan again?
Mm.
I know that before we have talked about stepping down the fences when they approach the street. In this, I'm asking our board members, this is my conversation, just asking. It seems to me because the neighboring home does not have a fence, so we're not trying to match into something. And that the precedent on this particular property is to have that fence consistently around the rear of their property. That I'm personally not opposed to it and having it just look clean, tidy and done. But I'd love to hear what you are thinking. And I know in the past we've fussed a bit when we're talking about views from neighbors' property to the street and what they're seeing. And in this case, I'm not sure that that's the
It looks
issue.
like it's not going, it looks like it's not going all the way to the street. So there's some kind of a buffer between the sidewalk and the fence. With a pool, you really want to have privacy. I mean,
And also security, so kids can't come.
yeah.
And we've got a dog.
mhm, mhm.
We want to keep him in there too.
I don't have a problem with it. How do you feel?
I just looked at the guidelines. It's within the height restrictions and it matches the color of the of everything. I like it. Yeah. I mean, that old fence probably needs to be replaced for sure. So,
Not a doubt.
and this looks really good. Yeah.
What do you think? I know that you have probably the longest history now on the board of decision-making and
Remy, can you go to the view from looking at the front of well, that's good. And the existing fence is 6 feet?
Mhm.
if anything, I would I don't think you're restricting any views from
Mm-mm.
traffic or
Mm-mm.
anything like that.
There's very little traffic on East Fifth Street except for the morning moms, car rider moms. And they go so fast, they don't even notice probably.
Saying the higher in the front or?
Mm.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I make a motion that we accept your 6 foot high black fence to replace this existing fence.
Thank you.
The tired fence.
Yeah,
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Kimsey?
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes.
Nancy Jean?
Yes.
Thank
All right,
you.
motion passes.
Okay.
All right, the next business item is 303 West Richardson. It's a request for construction of detached garage. It is up for conceptual review, so we're just going to review the project and
And I'm
she'll
going,
come back next
yeah.
month.
and I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay.
All right, good evening. So you can see there at the rear of my property, I still have one of the larger double lots. Most of the lots around me on West Richardson and South Pine going down have already been divided a long time ago. And this one has not. So that line going down the middle of the survey there is an old historic brick wall right behind the pool. You can see there's lots of trees in there, lots of mature trees. I'm sure most of you kind of have ridden by, you've had to ride by this area plenty of times and seen I've kept that area full of trees and grassy. And so there's a driveway going down. And when I bought this house a long time ago, the address was actually 110 South Pine Street. But because of the mailbox, when I bought it, they would no longer allow you to have a mailbox on the house. Like once it transferred ownership, you had to put a mailbox outside.
Yeah.
And then when I did that, they say, well, your mailbox should be at the front of your property. So I said, well, then they say that it should go at where the front door is. So, but then we changed the address from 110 South Pine to 303 West Richardson. And then the driveway on the lower lot, which is technically would be another lot based on the lot block system of what the existing lots are surrounding it, is where I want to put the garage in the back, so the far back corner. And that's the only place on my property that I don't have to remove any trees. And that was pretty important to me as somebody that's wanting to try and preserve as many trees as possible. I'm definitely within the setbacks there and well within my impervious surface area. So any questions there?
Remy, can you kind of flip through the images?
Yeah. One thing I thought about doing, you can kind of see it on the next slide. So yeah, that's that front elevation there, the 3-car garage. And of course, the roof material is architectural asphalt shingles, which is what is already on the garage already that's in the house. But if you notice the little roof that comes out over the garage doors is a standing seam metal roof, and that's what is on the house. So I wanted to incorporate what's on the house and what's on the garage to kind of bring those together. And then the corbels there that are on over the garage there, those match what's on the other garage on South Pine. And then the only thing that I thought about here, depending on how y'all felt, is where the door is, the singular door. It's all across. I thought about maybe setting that back 2 feet. So then there would be like a small concrete stoop right there in front of the door. And then so it wouldn't be just straight across like it is now, if you understand what I'm saying.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
So you would set the entrance door.
Yeah, and I don't have to, but I just thought it would, right now, the overhangs do give it a little bit more of an architectural look to it, but I thought it would just set it back just a little bit more, just about 2 feet, um, in that one area. Right where Remy pointed to.
Mhm.
I love the garage doors. I don't,
Yeah, I do
I
too.
don't see any problem with having the front door or the access door set back. Is there a problem for you?
No,
Okay.
no, yeah, I'm fine. The only thing um, that I would suggest is considering a metal roof on it.
Yeah, so it's very, very expensive. And the metal that's on my house now is not it's not the traditional standing seam that y'all have in the recent years of bar meetings that y'all have been stating that you want. That's not the metal that's on my house. So then it would be a different metal, you'd have different metals in
It
that
wouldn't be the
case.
same as what's on the house, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, to match, to follow the historic guidelines. I mean, but it's also, it takes the cost up, a good, even for that particular kind of standing seam, it still takes the cost up a good 30%. But, and then it's not, so if you look at the slide before this one, if you can go back, Remy, one more behind this. So if you notice on the far right, my far right side, so the garage that's existing on South Pine is, yeah, that one right there is going to be beside this one in the backyard. Now you can't see this from the street. I mean, you can see that one from South Pine, but you can't see the one behind the house from West Richardson. It would then, I feel like, look odd because both are side by side, and you'd have one metal and then one shingled. Because that was always architectural shingle. It was shingles when I bought it, and the whole house was shingled when I bought it. But so I felt like it would just kind of stand out like a sore thumb if that one item, two garages kind of beside each other, didn't have the same, in my opinion.
So you're saying you can't do a metal roof that matches the house because the guidelines have changed. And if you don't match the other garage, it'll look kind of funny, but this matches the other garage.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And this only shows that one oak right there because it's a big one. But on the actual survey that you had, you can see there's quite a bit of other ones as well. And I don't want to get rid of any trees through this process.
Remy, can you go to the photo from the street looking straight on the house? So your existing garage is behind this.
Yeah, you
So you
can't.
can't see the existing. garage.
And right, unless you're on South Pine, you
Right.
can. And then, yeah, the other one is going to be pretty far at the back because it is, like I said, a deep lot. And now if you were, that lot would actually be how the lots are now in town, 4 lots. So behind me, that some of the lots are 2, like the really larger ones, but a lot of them around me, this size made 4 lots. And then Remy, if you can go to the next photo. So, and then that is zoomed in. So that's all the way deep into my property, about over 50 feet. Well over 50. That's about 60, 70 feet. So if you go then to the next, and then that's the side view. and the ones that I just emailed. So yeah, so that's where kind of almost at the driveway at the end of the street there, and you could see where that trailer is in the very back corner is where it would be.
The trees that are ribboned, are those being taken?
No, that was for the survey. They just, when the surveyor went out there, they marked them all, and I've not went out there and removed them yet. I know I keep telling myself I need to do that.
They
Way
put
down the
almost
list,
every
didn't
tree for sure.
Yeah.
That too.
I don't know how my other board members feel, but just to express my concern is passing by on West Richardson, seeing that property as one. I would want to see a metal roof on it. One that would match the house. And I don't know if that means that we need to go to the standing seam, or I don't know how that works with the
It
regulation.
doesn't necessarily have to be standing seam. At that point, it would be board's discretion. So if you just wanted a metal roof that matches the metal roof that's on the house, that would be totally fine. It's not a requirement that it be a particular standing seam product.
That would be, I think the garage itself is beautiful, and it's very stately, and we'll make a nice presentation with the house. But that would be my only recommendation that I have.
I think going down Pine Street, I would want to see both those small buildings match with not metal on one and then shingles on the other. But that's just a personal opinion.
Can you see them on Pine Street? I'm
You
looking at
can.
Google Earth, and maybe I'm on the wrong side of it, but I don't see, I can't see through the.
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
can definitely see it. And that's the one thing I was torn at first about it, and I read through our boring historic district guidelines manual because I was torn as well, and it just, talks about matching close, right? And it's like you're matching close either way, but ultimately, unless I replace the roof on the house, which of course I'm not doing, then it's going to look different. Like it would end up, if I was, because of lately y'all have been requiring not just the normal, not the what appears to look like a standing seam, but not the true, standing seam. And then I would hate to be the one, I get away with adding a different kind of metal roof than what you've been requiring as well, but it matches the house. It's up to you guys. It really doesn't matter. I don't particularly want to pay more money for the metal roof when I'm incorporating it into some design elements. And I feel like when you're in the backyard and I entertain a lot, I have a lot of people over in the pool back there, and and there's a sand and a little golf putt area. And so when you're back there, you would see, oh, that's a metal roof, and oh, this is a shingle roof. Like my guests would see that. And I just felt like that would look odd, but it's not the end of the world either way.
My opinion, it's not the same situation as a little bit ago with the church, but it's, if you can't match them all, then what looks the best. And I mean, I'm kind of the opinion that if the garage is matched and you can't match the house, because the guidelines have changed, if the garages match, I think that they're next to each other. I think that would probably, in my opinion, be the best. I like the design of it.
The other thing is on the front of my house, I don't know if the design elements are in there, but so that's all, the traditional wood siding and pretty much surrounding the home. But back when I bought the house, somebody had replaced some of the wood siding on the back porch and used like hardy plank, which would normally be fine, but they used like the grain versus like the plain. So that's always kind of annoyed me a little bit that I haven't went through and changed that to the wood because frankly, I don't want to have to come to the bar and deal with all that, right? Just to do that. But I have through the material concept, I am already choosing to invest and spend the money to do the exact kind of siding that's on the house, the wood siding. So the thickness and all is the exact same.
Well, that's a good decision.
I'm sorry.
That's a good decision.
Yeah, yeah. I want to try and make it look as old as I can, to the house. I even thought about later on, like how I have the screen porch on the far right side of the house. I thought about maybe later looking to add a screen porch to kind of mimic that, maybe or something. I don't know, but not right now.
All right, does anybody else have any comments or?
I'd make a motion to accept asphalt shingles on the new addition so that it will match from that same side of the street, the other building. I think it's far enough away from the house that you're not going to kind of think of that and the house together. You'd think of the garage and the other garage together.
Right. So we'll have to, this is just purely conceptual. So we'll take those ideas back to Rachel. And do we need to vote on anything?
No, nothing to vote on right now. We'll just go ahead and move it to the July meeting agenda.
And so as I understand it, just so I'm clear, I've gotten feedback from the board. And so next month when I come, then I should have, since obviously this is being delayed, but I should have approval at that meeting.
There's no guaranteed decision. They can hold a vote at the next meeting. If approval or denial or anything, they can still choose to request further adjustments to the plan if they see that it would be a betterment to the plan. But it's not a guaranteed approval or anything.
Right. But this is noted on the record, right?
It would be noted as a conceptual review.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. See
Thanks.
you next month. Does Rachel need to come back in? All right, our next item is 105 East Carolina Avenue. And this is a request for addition to pergola.
Yes, it is. Hello. My name's Mike Taylor, 105 East Carolina. Yes, we're looking to add a pergola on the right-hand side of the cottage that we just finished building. It's approximately 10 feet wide. Well, 12 feet wide, 10 foot the other way. 2 by 10 beams, 2 by 8 beams on top of that, and then 1 by 2s on the top, 6 by 6 post. It's going to be painted white and it's going to look amazing. That's what we're doing.
Is the little cottage white?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
It
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah, I pass by this almost every day. You did a good job on it.
Thank you.
Does this come off the back?
It's off the right side.
Okay,
You can
that-
see that.
okay,
Yeah,
that-
that
that's
concrete
fine.
area on the right. Yep, it would be right there.
Well, I like it. I don't have any comments.
It looks good. I
All right.
think it looks good. It will be appropriate for that little cottage. As long as it's white, matching building.
Yeah, it does. It looks nice.
Yeah, we won't stain it.
And you're keeping the fence as is.
Right. The aluminum fence on the right will stay. There's a pool over there, so the fence is required.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the pergola as shown.
Okay.
All right, a second?
I'll second.
All right,
Yeah, that went through
Yes.
faster than I thought it would, but Liz, you did such a good job on this. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll vote for that.
Rachel
Yes.
and Nancy Jean,
Yes.
and I'm yes as well.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I pass that almost every single day.
Didn't look. easy.
Yeah. They glue it pretty fast too.
It really has. All right, is there anything else that we need to address? Renee?
Nothing else on the agenda.
Okay,
Then I make a motion, we adjourn.
the meeting's adjourned.
All right. With that, you average last month and this month, it's like regular